Hey YouTube, welcome back to another booktube video on Nick Reads Books. I'm Nick, this is my YouTube channel where I talk about books, some of my favourite books, what I'm reading, that sort of thing. Today I just wanted to go over some of the books that I've picked up recently. I've shown you a few of these in other videos before, but I just kind of wanted to do an overall haul video for you. If you can't tell, I got a brand new bookshelf. This is a bit of a different bookshelf to what you've seen in my other videos. I got this yesterday as of the day of recording this video. I think I need more space because I'm starting to run out of book space, and I had like a massive pile of books just sitting there on my TBR list. So I was like, alright, I've got to fork out some money here and get a new bookshelf. So I bought this Billy's bookshelf from IKEA, and so far it looks really nice. It's doing the job. I can't complain. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'll stop blabbing on about my bookshelf. I love my bookshelf. It's cool. But I think you guys are here for the books. So in this video, there's a couple of books that I've shown you before that I've purchased, or that I've already read or done videos on. I just wanted to recap them and show you everything I got this month. A couple of them I left out. Cujo's up here. That's one that I got this month, but I read that and kind of talked about it extensively in a video. So I'm going to start off with some books that I've read recently that I've been really enjoying, and that is the Jeffrey Archer William Warwick series. I got Nothing Ventured, which is book 1. Hidden in Plain Sight, which is book 2, and I also got Turn a Blind Eye, which is book 3. Now, Jeffrey Archer is someone that I got recommended by a family member a while back, and I was kind of hesitant to pick up his books. And at the start of the year, I read A Time to Kill by John Grisham, and I was like, I need to find how I can read thrillers that aren't intense, or like mystery stories that aren't intense. So when I was looking through my Amazon basket, I don't buy a lot off Amazon. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It kind of depends on the book. But I saw there was these books by Jeffrey Archer that I was like, hang on a minute. I've heard that name before. And I went, maybe I should try him out. So I got the first book, and I read it in a day or two and immediately went out and bought the next 2 books. So if that goes to show anything, Jeffrey Archer is probably one of my favorite authors that's on my shelf at the moment. I highly recommend those books if you're after something just a little bit short, a little quick, a little bit of excitement, energy, and really nice character work as well. I really like his characters in the William Warwick novels. This one, I did a video on this. You'll know what it is. This might be one of my favorite books of all time. That is Stephen King's The Stand. Yeah, I read this book, finished it, and kind of just sat and contemplated my life for a while. I kind of just sat there and went, what am I doing, man? You know what I mean? You know when you do that? I don't know if you've ever had that with a book, but this one was so like, it took me a week to read it. I'm so happy that I read it. I'm so glad it's something that I can say I've experienced. If you haven't read it and you're a Stephen King lover like me, highly recommend it. It is great. It is everything you want from Stephen King and more. There's another video I did on that, so if you want to check that out, I'll let you do that, but I'm just not going to brag on about The Stand too much longer because I have a couple more books to get through, and I don't want to see this audio recording stop at any point. Another book that you guys will have already seen in a video, I picked up Where the Crawdads Sing. I read this book. I think it wasn't for me, or I loved about 75% of it, and the ending threw me. I don't know. I don't want that to ruin you guys' experience if you decide to pick it up, because I do recommend it. I think it's a nice book. I just feel like Delia Owens has such an amazing writing style, but the substance in some parts of it was just a little lacking. You know what I mean? I don't know. I gave it a 3.25, I think, on Goodreads, which I think is fair. I've already talked about it in another video, so nothing special there. Well, the next book that I picked up is No Country for Old Men. I've been over this one already in another video, I think. Maybe. But I picked this up so I could do a buddy read with my dad. He's not a big reader, so I kind of made the mistake by getting a Cormac McCarthy novel as a buddy read for someone that doesn't read a lot. But hopefully it does well. I'm keen to read it. I read part of Blood Meridian, and it was good. I just kind of dropped it for some reason. I don't remember why. But I'm keen to get back into Cormac McCarthy and give him another shot. If there's any Cormac McCarthy novels you guys know of that are probably more beginner friendly, or just books that are sort of easier to get into than Blood Meridian, I would love to hear from you. Because Cormac McCarthy and just westerns in general are just sort of interesting to me. The next book that I got, this one I also read already. It's very good. I very much enjoyed this book, and it is Sycamore Row by John Grisham. This is the sequel to A Time to Kill, one of my favourite books of all time now, I think that's safe to say. A Time to Kill was amazing, but Sycamore Row, solid sequel, not as good as the first book, but I will say it's a completely different tone and takes on different aspects of everything. For what it is, I loved it, and being able to see the characters that I loved in the first book come back was something special to me. And I do need to read A Time for Mercy, which is the third book in that series, so in the Jake Brigance adventures. So I will have to check that out at some point. I'm keen to do that. The next book I got is a classic one. It is a John Steinbeck novel, and that is The Grapes of Wrath. John Steinbeck is an author I'm very keen to read a few more of his books. I tried reading Of Mice and Men a while back. I didn't finish it, but I think I read it when I was like early high school, so I should probably give him a better chance than just that. I kind of want to get into more of the classic American authors this year. I've read F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises, and I feel like John Steinbeck's one of those authors where I see him everywhere, everyone talks about him, but I just haven't really read much from him. So I'd be keen to see how this goes. My mum actually recommended The Grapes of Wrath. She said that it's a great book, and I hear a lot of great things. I also have East of Eden on my shelf, so at some point I'll probably get into those. The next two books I want to show you guys. The first one I have here is One Dark Window. I mentioned this in The Stand video at the end. This book I am very keen to read. I don't know, I'm looking to get into fantasy more this year. And Brandon Sanderson is a very famous author, but for some reason, I just struggle to be interested in picking up his book. I've gone to the bookshop at least once a week for the last 2 years. Every time I look at a Brandon Sanderson book, I pick it up, read the first page, and kind of go, ugh, I don't really feel motivated to buy this book. But One Dark Window I've seen in the shops a lot, and I picked this up last week, and I'm just sort of keen to try it out. I like my dark academia stuff, and I like my gothic stuff, and I hear this is a very good like gothic fantasy book. So we'll see how it goes. I'm keen to give it a shot. This last book I'm very keen to get into. This is The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I hear so much amazing stuff about this book. The cover is just beautiful. I don't know, I love me some Norse mythology, so seeing a fantasy book based around Norse mythology is perfect for me. You know what I mean? You know when you kind of see something and you go, I am going to love that. That's what I felt with this book. So I'm keen to give this a shot at some point. We'll see. Anyway, I'm just thinking, if you guys want, I might do a bookshelf tour and go over the books in my other bookshelves and just sort of show you everything that I have if you guys want. I might do that in another video because this one's starting to drag on a little bit. But if you're keen to see that, let me know because I'd be keen to do a video like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Hope you have a brilliant day. I hope you've enjoyed every book that you've